All right. Gonna do our regular flow stream here. Hang out for about an hour. It's a little quiet on the flow here, so if you got anything you want me to take a peek at, feel free to drop it in the chat. Yeah, hang out for about an hour or so here, and then we will kind of go from there. But kind of taking a peek at everything market tide right now. Looking pretty bullish here. Obviously, Tesla and MU are your two major contributors to the market tide. Bid side puts. That call volume kind of dropped off a little bit there, starting to kind of slowly build back up. I mean, it's just kind of Tesla and MU leading the way there. Let me give this a refresh and we'll look at our sentiment. Yeah, just kind of sitting neutral here. Market breadth is at a 41, so neutral there as well. Yeah, just kind of one of those quieter days here, and I want to keep that tide open here. I want to go look at the sector flow here. Sector flow, yeah, we're getting good volume today. The last 3 days have had good volume overall for S&P, but everything else again right now, I mean, pretty lagging their 30-day average. Obviously, still got about 2.5 hours to go here, but yeah, check on your end there, Yako, and pop back in and see if that could be the reason why. I'm gonna try this as well to just make sure it's see. Yeah, hoping it's on your end. Okay, let me I'm gonna try this here. All right, we'll see if that fixed the sound there. Yeah, so kind of just double checking that sector flow again. I mean, volume is pretty low there. Not really getting a ton there. Let's see what else we got coming in there. Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird sometimes how the sound works. It's like if you start it from within the event, I don't know, it kind of messes up sometimes, but we'll see what we got here. I was just kind of covering that market tide there a little bit. Just obviously Tesla, MU, your contributors to that. Other than that, kind of not a lot of big names there. Flow-wise, we'll take a peek here. We're getting a lot of SPY puts here about an hour ago here. 116,643 puts. Again, a lot of kind of hits on these. So let's take a peek. And it looks like 25,000 there, and your 40% multi-leg here, getting some bid side here. I'm guessing they're probably rolling those positions out or closing them, something related to this second big batch of volume here. Go take a peek at it. Yeah, you can see kind of just right away here, I mean, that IV again kind of dropping, then it comes up a little bit again, drops again there, drops again there, and then you get a big drop there with your big size and premium here. This, I gotta go back to it. We want to look at that multi-leg. Where is my multi-leg on this one? Wonder if it's on that first part there. But that's not your big size. I'm trying to find that big size with that. It's telling me it's 40% multi-leg, but I'm not. See, okay, here we go. So big nasty multi-legger here. Looks like it. Let's go look at this chain. Okay, I'm digging a little too deep there. Let me go back here. That's what happens when I try to dig into multi-leg stuff. So it is telling me it's a put debit spread, it looks like. So still bearish multi-leg there. Just trying to see if we come back to say, oh man, I'm getting a lot of dings here. Okay, we're not going to spend our time on the disgusting multi-legs. We're going to actually look at the good flow. Some more IWM puts here. A lot of volume on here on the day. We'll see if something sticks out. Yeah, just earlier, kind of sticking out there. These came in right at open. I'm not a fan of grabbing flow right at open. Just everything's a lot more volatile here. But let's go take a peek at them. Oh, it's going to be messed up here too. Man, I am all over the place right now. Okay, so just kind of looking here. I mean, you can see when that first piece of flow starts to come in here at the bid, it's almost a, yeah, it is at the bid. I was going to say that looked like a 17. I was say that's almost a mid-fill there. IV drops. Looks like it's dropping that whole way up. So, I mean, these would read as a sell here, but then you get some more flow here after as well. And some more, I mean, these are interesting because they are up technically, but right at open, I probably would have read those as a put sell, but that's why I don't like the flow right at open here. Let's go back here. I'm getting a lot of dings over here. Birkenstock in a lot of hits here today too, and they do have earnings today. We talked about this yesterday. Yeah, a lot of hits on the Birkenstock one here. Curious to see. Yeah, I mean, this is interesting to me. I mean, spots rising, IVs rising here. I mean, your downfall is earnings today, but this is something I'll throw on the... It's not earnings flow, but it's... Put it down as risky flow. Or did they have earnings yesterday? When did they have earnings? Let's go look again. Thought it was today. 12/18. Okay, yeah. Oh, pre-market, they reported already. Okay, so this... I'll actually just throw in our risky flow chart because I like it, but I don't. Alright, let's pop this into the flow here. So 1 second. Alright, let's hop back here. Yeah, this is definitely interesting. I mean, that reads good there. Your other spike here. Take this off. So yeah, when that one comes in, your IV spikes, that's the one we just looked at. So IV drops here, and it's kind of a goofier spread there. And then let's go... I wish that 250 would just stay on there every time so I didn't have to constantly click that. So then your IV spikes here as well too. Again, a little wider bid-ask spread, but a little drop there only on 11 contracts, comes back up. Yeah, these look like buys to me, and then here's your first, oh wait, no, this is not your first flow on the day. Let's see, 49.14. So yeah, I mean, that IV's rising that entire time. I mean, this chain is pretty interesting, but then you have some higher IV that drop from this IV. So 45, you're coming from 46, and this is just kind of bouncing around. I mean, I'd probably lean buys on these. That bid-ask is kind of crappy, though. 269. Yeah, I mean, that IV's pretty much going up that entire time. I would probably lean with these being buys, honestly. They look good, but that IV kind of just a little disgusting. They're 6% out of the money after an 8% down day. Did they beat earnings? Let's see. Let's go take a peek. And I gotta write this contract down here. Let's see. So big drop in net premiums yesterday. Then today we had a spike. Yeah, so I mean that is your biggest contract that we're seeing here today. Nothing else really. Earnings. Oh, that's probably not updated yet. Did they beat earnings? Let's go look. Let's see. So it looks like they beat 16%. Yeah, I mean, looks like they beat earnings. So, I mean, not bad there. All right, I need to write this down here so I can just kind of, let's see. So we're looking at the BIRK 116.45 call. All right. Yeah, that's definitely interesting. I would probably lean there buying those. I mean, again, that IV just kind of not the biggest fan of it kind of popping around there, but for the most part it was increasing. Let's see what else we got coming in. Some AVGO calls here, so smaller size. 3% out of the money, so getting good net call premium. Puts our bid side. So a lot of volume there on the 16th and minimal carryover. So I just kind of want to take a peek. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, 500 contracts today. Yeah, I'd have to double check open interest on this one for sure. Yeah, I'm not really getting anything out of this here. Most of that size just coming in right there. Let's see. I'm just going to do this. I'm just trying to, for the video description, I'm just trying to kind of put names that we're talking about in there. So C, the 6/17/27 155 call, that is very long dated, 36% out of the money, good net call premium, put premium staying down. How do we previously look here? Yeah, this is your massive day of spiking net call premium. Let's look at our flow. Definitely an opener. Definitely an opener. So this 28.50. So that IV kind of drops on these. I don't like that right away. We are filling at the ask. 28.56. So we stay at that 28.56 then that entire time. It's a little further dated here. So IV, I kind of might take a little discount on that. 36% out of the money, not too, I mean, not horrible for almost another year and a half to go. Let's take a peek at the chart here. Let's see. Clean up some of these. All right, so C, let's take a peek. Yeah, I mean, obviously at all-time highs right now, so that is the one thing there. Oh, wait, we are not at all-time highs. Okay. Retract that statement there. We are, geez, this thing used to trade at 522. That's insane. All right, let's look at this on the monthly because it is pretty far out. So monthly does look like we are slightly that's a good question there, JT. Yeah, on the longer terms dated stuff, it's not as well, let's see what the Greeks are on this one. Hold on. So the 617 155 call. Let's see. Let's go look at C 617.27, and this was the 155 call. So I mean, when I'm looking for kind of that, but my main two Greeks that I'm paying attention to is delta and theta. Obviously, theta is the decay of the contracts. Delta is how much that contract will move per dollar of that stock movement. So like this one, every dollar move on C, you'll get 20 or 25 bucks for that contract, and delta will increase as the stock goes up and you get closer to the money. Delta will decrease as you get further away from the money. So essentially with this I'd like this. I would say at least a 2-to-1 ratio. Theta is going to be non-existent on something this small, obviously, anyways. I mean, a penny a day, that's why you buy those long-term contracts, so they don't sit and decay as fast there. Let me see. Let's see, what'd you say? Let's see, those AL had a nice delta and gamma. I don't really look at the gamma for the Greeks at all. I really don't. It's more that delta and theta there. But yeah, I mean, I like to see at least a 2 delta. That way, they're a little more forgiving. Like if you're getting like let me see if I can find a crappy one. Like let's look at coin. Like coin weeklies are going to be crappy. Like you look at the 265s, and this is just what I'm pulling right here. Like this delta to theta, you are going to be underwater every day unless you get a nice big significant move there. But like you can see, and your delta, the highest it can go is, well, almost 1, but it's going to be like 0.99 there. So like this is your highest delta you can get here, and you're so deep in the money. I mean, theta is almost non-existent on them. But the bigger the delta, the better. Obviously, you're going to pay for that. You're going to pay for time on the contracts. Yeah, I don't really pay too much attention to the Greeks. I mean, a little bit. I don't even know if they have the gamma on here. Let's see. They should. Oh yeah, right there, duh. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, you can look at it. I mean, they're all important. Your two main ones that I pay attention to, again, that delta and your theta are kind of your bigger ones there. But yeah, no, I it's good to watch that gamma though. If obviously you're kind of trading that gamma, it helps a lot. We're getting some hits on Ally here. 320.50 called. Not to cut you off there, but yeah, no, that delta and theta are kind of what I'm watching more so than the other ones. 2-to-1's a good ratio for that delta to theta. The lower the theta, the better. The further out the contracts, your theta is going to be smaller. Obviously, weeklies, because they are going to expire same day, or well, not same day, same week. Theta is a little more aggressive because that contract's going to close. So that's why, like, if you look at a zero, okay, we're going to spend one more minute on this. Like SPY, your 0 DTE, like you're right at the money here. You get a dollar move on SPY. This thing, I mean, it's a 37 delta here, and like on a 0 day, you don't have to really pay attention to theta because you know it's expiring that day. It's you have to get out of it that day, no matter what, unless you roll the contracts out, then that's a whole other story. But that delta is massive here. You get a dollar move on SPY. 37 bucks added to that, so like you can see they'd end up in the money there, and you can just see kind of that big difference between that dollar there, and as you go in the money again, like now these ones you're at a 55 delta, so it increases as you go in the money there. Let's take a peek at these are interesting here. We got 4,800 there, followed by 41 here. would want to double check that interest. My guess is this is probably a double tap on these, but we'll take a peek. So let's see. We're going to do this. So that flow starts coming in, good spike in that IV. IV rises here, small little drop, not a big issue because we pop right back up. Let's go back to the open here when we had that other flow hit. So this one, again, that IV is increasing that entire time. I like this flow. I would lean with this as a risky one, though, until that open interest update. So I'm going to throw that in there, though. But my guess here is, I mean, you have 4,800 there plus 4,100 there. I mean, you're missing about 700 contracts there. I would probably guess that these are a double tap here. Hard to tell, though, with us being up 2% on the day. But let me pop this into the chat here. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, it looks good, but you just got to double check that open interest tomorrow. So let me pop that out. Okay. So yeah, interesting piece of flow there for sure. We looked at those C's. We looked at the Birkenstocks. CG. Little smaller size here. Definitely opening flow. Oh yeah, this is one you have to check tomorrow. 809 there. 792 there. And then 11 there. Yeah, definitely one I'd want to double check tomorrow. This one I'm not going to probably... I won't even put this one in the risky flow. I mean, that visual on that candle there, from 380 up to 4, I mean, it could be a very, very quick scalp. You never know, but have to monitor that open interest there. We'll take a peek at it. And yeah, you see how that IV kind of drops when it comes in. Spot price is filling at the ask, but that IV drops. Let's look at that first candle as well. 4084, so this is the first trade on that chain, so we don't have anything before that. 4084, yeah. I think these might be sell to opens, actually. I mean, because you have that big IV drop here, and it's that, I mean, very, very educated guess. This is well, I would say this is probably coming in at the ask here. I mean, that ask is 380 that entire time there. Pops up to about $4 there. Still filling essentially at that previous ask. Again, 100% won't know, but educated guess it's probably at the ask, so I might discount that IV drop a little bit there. So that second batch though here, I'll go back and look at it one more time. And you just see how that, and this is very, very similar timing. I mean, you're 2 seconds apart here and that IV drops. I think this could be a closure here at the ask. Could be a closure at the ask. And I mean, could just be taking a quick 20 contract, 20 cent hit there for a quick win. All right, let's see the NCLHs. We looked at these. These actually went on the flow alerts here. These look pretty good. 32. Then trading at 33. These, let's pop the results out. So this one you can see right when that flow starts to come in here. IV rises. Not coming in right at the ask there, but can see that spot rise there. You can see that IV rise as well there too, so it reads as a buy to me there. You have some more flow here come in. Again, another one where that bid ask widens a little bit. I would probably say these are not at the bid just because everything else was at the ask there and it's the same fill. And your IV stays up there too. I would lean for these being buy to opens there. So definitely interesting flow there. I like that one there. So we'll see what happens with those. I mean, you got a month on those. And cruise lines and airlines, kind of like JT was talking about, have been moving. So let's see, these snow calls here, little volume earlier in the day. Definitely whatever's coming in here is going to be opening flow. Now it's just, are they chasing this up already 2 and 2.76% on the day? Let's look at our flow feed. So again, oh, we have some more trades on this. Let's go back and look. Where's our flow? Okay. So, I mean, your IV spikes when it comes in. Spot staying in at the ask. Comes up and your IV rises a little bit here as well. Spot is staying at the ask. You do get a little more volume here after. Again, this would be a drop in the spot from there. And your IV drops there. So, I mean, a little riskier on something like this. I mean, they are up 2.81% on the day here in the risky flow channel there. You just don't get that full clear context there of that 100% like identifiable flow there. COP, I think this is one that looked at yesterday too. 24.33. Yeah, coming in as a block trade. Again, very educated guess here. These two trades, same exact time. Probably part of this here. I mean, are you going to buy 2,498 contracts, or are you going to buy 2,500? Kind of using your context clues there, but you just don't get that full kind of context here around that with it coming in as a block trade. Let's pop this in here. And I'm just trying to take these names from what we're looking at in the video, and just so you can kind of see what we're looking at as well. Mara, some long-term stuff. Again, these are coming in more at the bid though. So bid, they are kind of moving up a little bit here. 62% out of the money and 38% multi-leg. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. But let's take a peek. 98, so we got a little more flow before this one. So 94.05, so a small little spike in that IV when it comes in. So we are filling at the ask. So that spot is filling at the ask that entire time. IV starts to drop here towards the end and then rises again. So I'm not a massive fan of that. So let's just kind of see how else it looks here. So a lot of one contracts. So big floor trade coming in here then. 1,000 contracts. 94.03. Is this all? 11, 16, 25, 27. Oh, this all might be. I'm going to sneeze here in a second maybe. Nope. Okay, we're good. I would take a pretty good guess. I mean, these are 3 seconds apart, 4 seconds apart. I'm going to guess that these are all related to each other, and you just see that IV start to drop here at the end. Yeah, and this is a mid fill here. I mean, you're coming in right at the mid. It's a little too funky for me to kind of like something like that. Again, just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's not gonna move, because here you are, 107 there. Last it looks like it was 115. So little move there so far. All right, let's see what else we got. Anything new coming in? CMG puts. So, okay, let's look at these Honeywell calls. A lot of volume on them on the day already, though. Yeah, definitely 1,041, 1168. Again, one that you won't know until that open interest updates tomorrow, but I would be pretty confident that this looks like a double dip. 2361.86. That looks good there, how that rise is. I want to look at that first piece of flow as well. Yeah, so I mean that IV rises. It looks good. It looks good. It's something I'll throw it in the risky flow channel. I think this might actually be in there already. Let me just go double check quick. Honeywell. Did we throw these in here earlier? Yes, I did. Okay, so I do not have to add those again. All right, save this. Yeah, it's just been so slow with flow. I mean, holiday season, you can't really do anything about that. These MU call cells. Let's see if they look like call cells, though. We short. Ooh, that IV rises here, so let's see. 31, we got some previous. Oh, these might be short calls here, which kind of can make sense. I mean, you're up 13% on the day. IV drop 62.88. Yeah, these look like they're short calls here. I mean, that IV's pretty much kind of going up that entire time. Or dropping that entire time. You can see I'm looking at calls a lot more. Let's look at that second candle here. And this is where... Come on. Where the hell did my short calls go? Okay, here we go. So yeah, this... Yeah, I would probably lean these are short calls here. But then you have that IV kind of spike here towards the end again. And calls, if you're going to sell calls, you have to definitely make sure they are short, because that you can get really hurt otherwise that way. But I would probably lean these are short here. I mean, that IV drops again here, 1143. So this is about, yeah, there's just a lot on this one where it's, we got more coming in here at the ask too, same time. I would probably lean these are short calls here. It would make sense. I mean, you're 30% out of the money after a massive move after earnings here. So that's, I'd probably lean with those being short calls there. Definitely interesting there. Yeah, nothing else really for some of these. And that's so far out, 337 days. Short puts. Let's see, yeah, this one a little different here because that IV's kind of rising here. Let's see how the beginning of it looks. Yeah, I know, it's so weird seeing different names after they split. It's like Netflix and Nvidia after they split. You're just like, whoa. So these puts, okay, that IV spikes. Let's see how else we look here. Yeah, I mean, that IV's rising that entire time. Spot is filling in at the bid. Yeah, when it gets a little too messy like this, just not a massive fan. I'd probably guess they're short puts if you made me choose, but very long term, you can probably find something a little closer dated to get some money on. Verse that far out. Got anything else coming in here? ETFs. These IWM puts always get slammed here, and you just got a lot there going on. And dropping down again there. Is our tide looking? Oh, market's dropping a little bit there. Back below that VWAP. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's been pretty rangy for the day. ACHC. What are these? Let's see. 500 contracts. A little smaller size. So this train's had some modifications there. Oh, that was a big yawn there. This train's had some modifications on it. I kind of would stay away from that after there's been a modification on it. And that IV kind of drops anyways when that flow starts to come in here. Drops. Let's see. Are filling at the ask though, so I mean, getting kind of double-edged sword there where which one do you like better? Do have a good spike in that net call premium today though. Yeah, definitely a interesting one there. Alright, I'm not gonna save every single contract we look at there. Let's see, what else do we got? Yeah, I mean, bid size is just done. Those SPY puts were slightly interesting. Let's see, yeah, just those bull puts from earlier. I saw those, but 11% out of the money. Why didn't I like these? I know I looked at them too, so yeah, I mean, IV spikes when they come in, spots filling at the ask. Why did I not like these? 480. There we go. That's why. Oh no. Say, oh, that's okay. I was like, why did I like those? I mean, you get that small drop in that IV, then that IV spikes again, but you're not coming in right at that ask. One of those kind of coin flip ones again there. Kind of dumping a little bit now there. I heard some more dings. Let's go see what we can find. SOC. Some previous open interest. Gotta take a peek at that. Holy crap, 59% today. 28% out of the money. What is this previous open interest coming from? So, well, whatever is coming in today, it looks like it's probably opening. I mean, that volume open interest looks very similar. I have a hard time believing all of this is related to this one specific stick today. That IV is very high as well. 91.56. So one contract there, not a big deal. Yeah, I would just double check that open interest tomorrow, but my guess is most of that should carry over. Definitely something interesting here. I'm going to actually throw this into our risky channel here. Yeah, we get a lot more risky flow than good flow. I mean, that's the thing with the flow. It's 95% of it, I would say, is an actionable flow versus, I mean, you get a lot of flow. I mean, where you see that IV popping up, popping down. It's like it looks super good, but then it doesn't match everything you want it to match. So again, I mean, I know there's people that will just kind of like to take whatever, so that is why I post it, but not track it. So all right, how's our tide doing here? I got about, I'm gonna hang out for probably about another 15 minutes. I want to watch Snor's stream there in Unusual Whales Discord here at 1:30. That's why I moved it up here. It's fun to actually watch other people's streams every once in a while instead of always constantly streaming. Yeah, what else do we got? Yeah, I mean, just not a lot going on here. Not a lot going on at all. kind of mostly looked at everything there. Strategy puts. Again, something that came in right at open, so it's a little skewed. I mean, come back and look at it now, it looks good, obviously. IV pops. Yeah, it's just something that's at open, so you don't really know how that IV and that spread is and all that. Especially after a gap up today. So, just got to be patient on a lot of the stuff. Man, we are not, yeah, we're just chopping right back up here. I mean, it's been, again, pretty rangy for the most part there. I mean, it's kind of staying within these ranges. And the one thing, let's see. We'll just go look at the sector flow again. I mean, we're getting volume. I mean, we had volume yesterday, Monday, Tuesday. So, I mean, it's been, the volume's been there. It just seems like it's been more kind of choppy-ish. I mean, your day range, oh, that range is messed up there. I was going to say that's not a penny range there. It updates at the end of the day. Let's just see if we can do a quick one. Yeah, about a $6 range today. Can we look at those AVGOs? Yeah, we did. So NCLH is, hey, it's kind of coming back a little bit. I really like those. For what we've gotten, I mean, this is probably the best. And I mean, it looks good the entire way. You guys got anything you want me to take a peek at quick? Otherwise, I might just probably hop off here. It's been so brutally slow, man. Brutal, brutal, brutal. Let's see. Yeah, nothing really else coming in. I'll probably hop off here, and then I know Snorlax is having a stream here in about 15 minutes, so grab something to drink and hang out in his stream for a while. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow we get a little more flow, but we will see. So thanks guys for hanging out. It's obviously a little shorter stream, just not getting a ton of stuff. So